How many of you have heard of the Irish War of Independence? The Irish War of Independence, if you do not know already, was probably the most significant conflict that happened in the United Kingdom on the 20th century. Its effects can still be seen today in the world and in literature, as seen in Professor Prebeck's English 170 Critical Issues class. Today, I will be talking about what the Irish War of Independence really was, the events leading up to the war itself, and what we think of when we hear the letters IRA. The Irish War of Independence was fought between 1919 and 1921. The forces were the British and the RIC of Ireland, which stands for the Royal Irish Constabulary, and they fought against the old IRA. And the IRA, for you who do not know, stands for the Irish Republican Army. During this conflict, over 13 people died. And the fighting didn't really stop until December 6th of 1921 when Michael Collins signed the Anglo-Irish Treaty. Leading up to the war, Ireland had always sought their own independence, but this desire was impeded by World War I, which happened in 1918. But before all of that happened, England granted Ireland with what they called Home Rule. Ireland split after that into two separate factions, the Nationalists, or the IRA as stated before, and the Unionists who supported England's decision, the RIC. In December of 1919, after World War I, the Nationalist Party, Sinn Féin, who supported the IRA, won the first ever Irish election and declared Ireland a free state and a republic. This did not make Britain very happy, and war broke out. In August of 1920, British and Irish troops called the Black and Tan, who Tighe was a part of and on cannon sides by Sebastian Barry, deployed, and they patrolled most of Dublin for the then incognito IRA. Michael Collins, the leader of Sinn Féin, as stated before, called for guerrilla warfare to all of his IRA troops. This is very similar to that of the Viet Cong in the Vietnam War, which America took part in. On November 21st of 1920, Michael Collins accomplished something that had never been done before. This was later known as Bloody Sunday. And on that day, on November 21st, he killed 13 British officers. This did not make England very happy, and this caused them to deploy a lot of troops into Ireland, which caused over 1,000 casualties in the spring of 1921. After that happened, England had no choice but to call for truce, seeing that the guerrilla warfare which the IRA took part in caused the British to kill citizens that weren't really part of the IRA. This is, again, very similar to the Vietnam War and the Viet Cong and the U.S. Army. Michael Collins and Arthur Griffin signed the Anglo-Irish Treaty on December 6, 1921, and this granted Ireland to finally become a free state, a part of England. But take note, this was only Ireland, not Northern Ireland. And the fighting didn't really stop in the war until May of 1922 in the failed IRA offensive into Northern Ireland led by Michael Collins. Now, after this whole ordeal happened with Northern Ireland, this caused something that is still seen today. The IRA, or the new Provisional IRA, seek Northern Ireland to join the real Ireland to make one singular Ireland, free of England rule and free of the United Kingdom. They perform their duties through mainly terroristic techniques. This is very, very similar of what Syrian was injured by in Let the Great World Spin by Colin McCann. They are not recognized by Ireland in any way, but they are recognized by Ireland to pose a serious threat of the United Kingdom, saying that one false terroristic bomb could set the whole United Kingdom aflame. As of today, they have killed over 1,800 people since 1961. And of that 1,800 people, 581 civilians have lost their lives from the new or provisional IRA. Now, you may be asking, what is the connection between the IRA and our literature that we have read in Professor Prebeck's class? In Let the Great World Spin, which mostly deals with the new IRA, Kieran was injured by a bomb that was placed by the Provisional IRA in Ireland. Here is an excerpt from that text. I was walking along South Lettuce Street into Kildare Street when the air shook. Everything went yellow in an instant. A perfect flash, then while I was knocked through the air against a fence. I woke, panic all around. Shards of glass were everywhere, and an exhaust pipe, a steering wheel, rolled across the street. The wheel flipped, exhausted, and all strangely still until the sirens ran out. And if in the morning, a woman went by with her dress torn neck to hem, as if designed to show off her chest wound. A man stopped to help me. We ran together for a few yards and then parted. Now this was Kieran when he was again attacked, or was a part of the attack, by the new IRA. This caused him to leave Ireland and immigrate to the United States, something that many Irish people faced in the early 1970s. Now on Cannon's side, by Sebastian Barry, this deals with the Irish War of Independence, and Tighe was a part of the Black and Tans previously stated before. Now the Black and Tans, if you remember, supported the Unionist movement of England. Here's an excerpt. Glenamar, you are a little crowd of IRA men laying in wait for a lorry of tans, and Tighe was in that damn lorry, and the damn thing set for a certain time. It's a lorry and a bridge ahead, for a vertical sign of regular and anything, but there was a terrible perplexness of Taj. There was no surprise at all, and 4 of the IRA boys lost their lives, and they were boys from this mountainside. Now, Tighe was a part of a group that was not very well liked by anybody in Ireland at that time. And again, like Kieran, he was forced to move away from Ireland to escape this false prejudice that he was bestowed upon. Now, here are some discussion questions to ponder about. Have any of you ever heard anything necessarily positive about the IRA? Does the new IRA have a reason to do what they are attempting to do? Why do you believe that citizens of Ireland and Northern Ireland, such as Tighe, not want a free, unified Ireland that so many other Irish people want? And finally, both Tighe and Kieran immigrated to the United States because of the IRA. Can the IRA really justify their actions that caused so many people to leave Ireland? Although the Irish War of Independence was fought almost a century ago, its effects can still be felt and read today in literature. I have talked about what the Irish War of Independence was, when war broke out and the events that led that to happen, and finally, the new Provisional IRA. I also gave some examples of our text to help further give you my sense of the IRA. While many of you have never heard of the IRA or the Irish War of Independence, I hope you see why 1,300 Irish men gave their lives. I hope you can see how lucky that we are as Americans, and finally see what the new IRA is trying to accomplish. The Irish are a strong people, a people that defeated the greatest superpower in the world, in England. And for that, we not only owe them our respect, but they deserve honor for what they did. Thank you.